Hey people, yes, yet another video. One of you requested a video of small space floor work, so moving in the comfort of your own home, right? So in this video, let's take a look at a couple of floor techniques and basically things that we can do in our own apartment, own home on the floor. And guys, for this video, I'm not alone. I'm joined this time by...
Hey, hello.
By
How are you?
What's good, man? Nice to have you here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Moving on the floor, of course, like Kenan is doing in the dance world, is a very common thing, and also now in movement culture and many other physical cultures, moving on the floor is something that is very popular, and I think there is many different reasons why to do it.
So what I love about rolling is that when you know how to roll, you also know how to fall. In case you fall, you can roll out of it and save yourself and protect like vulnerable body parts like the head, the spine. You then also take more risk, because when you dance and you're afraid of falling, you don't take the risk maybe. But if you know, okay, if I fall, nothing really can happen, I can save myself, you will be able to take more risk.
Another perspective maybe for you out there, moving on the floor, it's kind of like a self-massage in a way, right? The floor is hard and your body needs to kind of melt into the floor. So every time you're rolling and you're gliding over different body parts, there is this aspect of soothing and massage. So therefore also floor work can be seen as a very nice way to mobilize your body, soften your body. Already two very strong reasons to indulge in this beautiful practice. So
Totally agree. Yes.
Nice.
What do you need? So it's best to wear clothes which cover your shoulders and knees, so that you're a little bit covered and protected on those body parts. And then you would need a space which is 3 by 3 meters.
Right, so you can easily do it in your home, I guess. We start with 2 preparation exercises, and from there we look at 3 technical ideas moving from like a higher position down to the floor. So in the end you will have plenty of tools with also more explorative, improvisative ideas to simply explore the space that you have at home. Moving with ease and continuity. So throughout all of the exercises, patterns and moves that Kenan and I will be showing, we really advise you to search for as much continuity and lightness in your movements as you can find. So that means whenever you go into the floor, you want to limit bumps or jerky movements. That of course takes practice, but still we encourage you to at least give it a try and go for the search. Enjoy! First preparation task, I like to call it the tower. In yoga you have different names for it, right? But for me I like to call it the tower. And it's very nice to prepare the body already, especially the shoulder, neck, back region for all of the floor-based tasks. So for the tower you simply lie down on the floor. Remember, if the floor is too hard for you, wear a sweater or use a yoga mat or something on the floor. And you want to at first bring your hip on top of your arms. And this is the very first task, to find a position how you can really rest your pelvis and the weight of your pelvis on your arms. And if you figured this out, you can already try, and for me actually this is much easier, to shift your weight from side to side. And as you can see, I'm placing my hands always slightly different depending where my body wants to go. For me it's really this position, placing my thigh on top, and I can now really relax fully onto my arm. And as always, try to also free up your breathing so you can really fully relax in this position. Exploring a little bit what you can do here. Try to bring your feet on the floor around your head and lightly touch the floor. Move different points, touching the floor a couple different times. Maybe if you want to cross, you already sense that it's probably a little bit harder, and you can simply work your way around here, and every time you need a breather you can simply let go of your arms and roll up into sitting.
The next exercise we will do is what I call floor communication. And the task here is very simple. You keep your hands and your feet always on the floor. And before I explain further, I want you to stop the video now and try this exercise. So simply keep your hands and feet always on the floor and then roll across the floor. Okay, now let's go a little bit into detail. Basically, you have your hands and feet always on the floor, and then you are touching the floor and feeling it. So that's why I like this exercise, because you get a great sense of the floor and how your body relates to it. And there's different ways of touching. So you can either give a lot of weight and push strongly, or you simply caress the floor. Yeah, so just find different ways of touching the floor, and then you move around. And maybe if you're stuck at some moment, just stop for a moment and then start again. Yeah, but always limit yourself to the task. Like that. Alright, now let's go to the set movements, and there we discovered something, and that is that actually we have different names for the same movement. And we will put both names into the screen so you can see that. I find it cool because you can see the creativity behind it, what people imagine when they do this movement. Let's start with the around the world. What's your name, Neil, for this movement?
Back transition.
Back transition, okay, yeah. I call it around the world just because like we're going around. From here we will go down, reach, and up. Okay, so that's the movement. Let's break it down. We start in a parallel position and then let your knees fall to your right side into the figure 4. And now we will put the right arm on the floor. And it's very important that you, when you bend your arm, that you bring your elbow to your waist, so inside, not outside. Okay, that's an important detail. And then you want to bring your chest down to your knee, basically kissing your knee with your chest here, and then you smoothly transition onto your shoulder, bringing both arms over your head. And then we go to the other side, and here we will again bring the elbow in. Yeah, bring the elbow in, and then bring your chest to your knee, and from this moment on you simply push up. And then you're already sitting again. What you can do there to make the quality of the movement a little bit more interesting is to reach with your hands while you're on your back. And therefore you again bend the arm and then reach with your hand, and also look where you reach, right? Imagine you're in a classroom full of other dancers. You want to almost touch the other dancers, reaching back, reaching and looking where you are reaching and then coming up. And this also creates a nice centrifugal force, so circular momentum when you go quicker. Voila, that's around the world.
Alrighty, so the second movement that we're going to explore now, I like to call it the Dolphin. Kenan has a different name. What's yours?
I call it snake roll.
The snake roll, right? Both kind of like imply the same thing. For me, the dolphin, it kind of like goes with his head into and out of the water, and the snake also kind of like starts with the head. So in this movement we're already trying to find a little bit more this connection from head to the feet. So from a sitting position where the legs are fully extended forwards, I kind of like dip down with my head, my arms, they go into kind of like a push-up position. Maybe from this, here you can see it better. I go there, boom boom, then I can dip upwards, I can roll over my belly, and now instead of going with my head and leading the motion, my legs take over, and I've kind of like stitched them out, so my head now is following, right? So I would go with my head into the floor, and now my legs will take the lead and guide me out of the floor. Very simple move, which already is super fun to explore, right? A little bit of a different variation, but it works just the same way. instead of reaching backwards, we can decide where we want to reach. So it could be back, it could be here, it could be there, it could be there, it could be there. Whenever you're reaching somewhere new, you kind of need to spin a little bit more. So I would go now to the side, and I would simply spin it with my legs. If I want to go towards the front, now I need to fully spin to kind of do the motion. So already here you can explore a little bit, where do you want to go? And have a little play with the dolphin or snake roll.
The next movement pattern we want to learn is now the X to child pose. So this is a very fundamental movement pattern which I also teach in my online courses, and many other floor work patterns are based on that. We start in an X position, opening your arms and legs into an X position, and here we start to go to the fetus position on the right side, bringing again the elbow in. And next you want to shift your weight onto your knees and shin. So you push with your right arm into the floor and send your sitting bones to your heels to arrive in this position here. Once you are in this position, you will bring your pelvis on the floor and then open up to the X. So once you learned those 3 movement patterns, what I love to do is to actually then combine them into one sequence, so you can understand how they link together and how to be creative with them. For example, you could start with the around the world. So we go down and up, and now I would do the dolphin / snake roll, and the next movement could be then to go to the child pose roll, but for that I need to actually stay down in the dolphin. So I will do it one more time. From here we go around the world and the dolphin. Now let's stay on the floor, open up to the X, close to the child pose, and then open up again to the X. And there you have it, 3 movements together in one sequence.
This is for the tree. This is for the trees. This is for the trees. And I was ashamed, everyone could see.
Microvariations. So now, after all of these techniques that we looked at, from the shoulder stand to this idea of floor communication, so keeping your arms and legs on the floor, to the baby roll, and all of these techniques, let's try to open them up a little bit and explore. And this is something that I really propose for people, not just to stay in the technical, but to kind of use it and break out of it in order to find just a little bit more freedom maybe on the floor and possibilities. So for every technique that we're doing, let's now try to find a different pathway maybe into the floor. So it could be something very basic for the around the world. Instead of starting in this position, what about starting with your legs extended? Can we still do the technique? And can we still also get up from here? Now, instead of starting there, what about starting from a squat? Can we somehow go into the floor and then perform this technique, right? And the same also goes for the dolphin. Maybe instead of directly going back, what about spinning fully and then going into the floor? So already with the techniques that we showed, there were a lot of techniques, we can do endless variations. So what follows next is a simple demonstration of me openly exploring all of these ideas, techniques, and maybe finding a little bit more novelty.
Come on over to the other side.
So a lot of technical ideas, a lot of explorative ideas. Now what we propose, because we're also from a little bit different backgrounds, is that all of these techniques, all of these movements and ideas behind them, we can apply now in different contexts, in different physical disciplines. How would you maybe now use these and make them a little bit more elaborate in dance?
Yeah, for dance, what I said already before, with the reaching on the floor and the around the world, that can be very interesting. So to use your eyes while you do this movement, right? Because in dance on stage is a lot about also about your presence and your eyes. Because your eyes give a lot of presence. So for example, if you're dancing and you all the time look down, yeah, it's not really, you don't really radiate out with your energy. But if you look out and you cut, for example, and you look where you cut the air, the movement becomes stronger.
Now, for example, in another application, if you're more from chaotic practices, parkour or skateboarding, and there is a lot of like falling sometimes involved, maybe this now doesn't have such a high priority, but you would more maybe want to stay a little bit more closed off, so your body maybe has a little bit more tension, right? So I think this is very interesting now that we have these techniques. As always, there is no one way to do them, but for different scenarios, we need to figure out certain implications, and this is something definitely that I want to on this channel to encourage more to kind of build these bridges from discipline to discipline and find more commonality maybe than differences. Okay people, well that's it, yet another video. Thank you Kenan for joining.
Of course, it was great,
yes. And of course, if you want to continue the study and continue the practice, of course, on this YouTube channel there will be many more collaborations like this, many more video tutorials. So if you want to see someone else on this channel, simply write a comment and maybe we can make it happen. And of course also there's different ways of continuing the study with both of us.
So you can find my work on flowacrobatics.com. There is actually 3 different online programs for beginners, like absolute beginners, everybody could do that, and then intermediate and advanced. Like in this video here, I explore also like rolling techniques, inversion, so going upside down, handstands, and arching techniques.
And then of course my work, maybe you already know, everything is linked in the video description, also my online programs. Yeah, if you want to check both out, we have something special for you. We have a discount code, the YouTube 10, and with that on both of our websites you can purchase the online programs for 10% off. We hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, maybe let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and anything you want to share?
No, Neil, it was great. Yeah, it was really interesting to see your approach, and I find it, because we both have like similar topics maybe, but like when we were talking about this video and the ideas, like I could immediately see like that you like have a different viewpoint and like how to approach like the same role but maybe different, and it's really enriching.
Nice, lovely. Likewise, looking forward to the next one.
Cool.
Ciao ciao.
Cheers.